Students, let us start with our next topic, that is constitution, role and impartiality. Means let us talk about the constitution, how and what it is role, and how and what areas the constitution is doing the impartiality. Alright. The judiciary in India derives its power and function from the constitution, which till date remains the fundamental legal text of the functioning of Indian democracy. We can say that because like constitution is basically, we can remember about all the fundamental legal rights which we have. Okay, like fundamental legal rights, what we have right to vote, we have right to live. These all are the legal rights, legal fundamental rights which we have. Now, in Article 50 of the Indian Constitution, the role of independence of judiciary is there. This is understood as judiciary is having a autonomous status separate from the executive or legal wings of the government. Independence of judiciary help in maintaining of rule of law, ensuring good governance and creating a free and fair society. So students, in Article 50, what it is written that judiciary is having a role of independence, means judiciary is having all the power to decide at what certain conditions, at what certain stage the law should be. Like you can say that even in terms of executives and legislatures also, nobody can tell judiciary like what should be the law. Judiciary is having wholesale independence to make any kind of law. This is why, this is because judiciary believes in maintaining a free and fair society. Means in the eyes of judiciary, I have even told you in my last session that in the eyes of constitution, in the eyes of judiciary, everybody is equal. Whether that person belongs to a minor caste or that person belongs to a higher caste, or it hardly matter what caste, creed, race, religion that person belongs to. It is all about free and fair society. So the independent status of judiciary and roles to be performed by it can be understood as two sides of the same coin. So how we can understand it by the two sides of the same coin means the situation is same, but we have to see from both the ends. Like say for the example, if a person committed a crime, if a female had murdered a male, so then we have to see from both the angles on what were the conditions that female murdered somebody. That person was harming her integrity, that's why she murdered that person, or she is having a nature only to murder that person, or that person who was murdered, he himself was a criminal, he was accusing that female. सो हमें इन सब बातों का ध्यान रखना है. वी हैव टू सी दोनों तरफ से, दोनों साइड्स कॉइन की क्या है कि हमें दोनों तरफ से देखना है कि अगर एक महिला ने किसी का मर्डर किया है मेल का, तो वो किस सिचुएशन में किया है. तो हमें दोनों की तरफ से सोचना है. जिसका मर्डर किया, क्या वो उसको, लड़की को परेशान कर रहा था, उसने अपनी आत्मसुरक्षा में उसका खून कर दिया है, और जो जिसका खून हुआ है वो खुद ही एक क्रिमिनल था, या फिर उस महिला का नेचर ही ऐसा है कि वो खुद ही बाय नेचर क्रिमिनल है और उसने उसको खून कर दिया है, दूसरा जो पर्सन था वो इनोसेंट था. तो हमें दोनों साइड कॉइन्स की देखनी है. वी हैव टू सी फ्रॉम बोथ द एंड्स ऑफ द कॉइन व्हाट आर द रीजंस, what are the things. So that's how the judiciary behave. Judiciary is not biased in terms of female only, in terms of male only, in terms of children only. Judiciary has to make everything equal so that judiciary can serve the society fairly. So we have two coins, like जैसे अभी आपको मैंने बताया. So first was judiciary independence is linked to its role as the watchdog in a democracy. It monitors and maintains the checks and balances over the other arms of the government. Thus, judiciary emerges as a mediator when any organ of the government exercises excess power. which tend to violate the larger societal and individual interests. अब बेटा इसमें यही है सीन कि जुडिशरी क्या होता है, उसको एक वॉच डॉग का भी रोल प्ले करना है. लाइक जुडिशरी इज प्लेइंग अ रोल लाइक अ वॉच डॉग ऑल्सो. मीन्स एवरी टाइम, like it's a kind of metaphor which is being used here. Watchdog means you can say that a person who is observing everything, keeps on observing like a dog, you can say that. So judiciary has to keep a very track record so that nobody can be impartial related to anybody. Sometimes it happens a person who is having a good power in the society can demoralize the second person who is having not much power in the society. So even this right, you can say that even such power should not be impinging upon the right of the accused or the suspended criminal. An accused can be coerced into giving statement pointing to his or guilt. The right has been constitutionally guaranteed to the accused under Article 20/3 of the Constitution, which state that no person accused of any offence shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. मीन्स ये क्या कहता है बेटा, आर्टिकल 20 इसमें क्या कहना चाह रहा है कि इन द आई ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एवरीबडी इज सेम. आई हैव गिवन यू द एग्जाम्पल लाइक जुडिशरी हैज़ टू सी एंड चेक on what conditions the person had committed any kind of crime. So on those conditions also, from both the ends, from the end of criminal who had committed and from the end of the accused on which the crime had been done. So judiciary has to see from both the ends. So under article 2003 it is very much written that कि अगर कोई भी अक्यूज है जिसने वो क्राइम किया है, वो अपने ही उसमें अपने ही खिलाफ विटनेस नहीं हो सकता, उसकी गवाही नहीं मानी जाएगी. वो खुद आके ये बोलेगा कि मैंने ये क्राइम किया है, जब तक उसके अगेंस्ट कोई एविडेंस नहीं होगा, जब तक उसके अगेंस्ट कोई क्रिमिनल एविडेंस नहीं होगा, जब तक जुडिशरी या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर वो एविडेंस मान्य नहीं होगा, तब तक उसकी गवाही मान्य नहीं होगी. से फॉर द एग्जाम्पल, some crime, you have committed some crime, say for that, but to protect you, your father comes in the police and said कि I have done this crime. So पुलिस will say कि ओके क्राइम तो हुआ है, सो ठीक है, अगर पापा कह रहे हैं तो लेट्स अरेस्ट. It's not like that. Police has to do the certain kind of investigation, and under that investigation the police has to furnish the evidence. अगर वो एविडेंस ये कहता है कि हाँ ये क्राइम इन्होंने ही किया है तो ही पुलिस अरेस्ट करेगी. अदरवाइज आप अगर अपने आप खुद जाके बोलते हो कि मैंने किया है, तो विदाउट एनी काइंड ऑफ सर्टेन एविडेंस द पुलिस विल नॉट अरेस्ट यू. Judiciary steps in when such delicate interests are at loggerheads. Similarly, when there is a thin line of difference, as in the case of a police exercising their power to gather witness in exercise of the legitimate and excess right of a state organ, the role of judiciary becomes vital. ये वही बात है जो मैंने आपको भी समझाई. पुलिस के पास सारी पावर्स होती है, पुलिस बिल्कुल अपनी सारी पावर यूज़ कर सकती है विटनेस के प्रति, उसके प्रति कोई भी लेजिटिमेट या लीगल एविडेंस ढूंढने में. तो इसके अंदर जुडिशरी का जो रोल है वो बिल्कुल वाइटल रोल होता है, मीन्स बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है इसमें. अगर ऐसा नहीं होता जुडिशरी में, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऐसा नहीं लिखा होता, तो जुडिशरी इस तरह से एक्ट भी नहीं करती. जुडिशरी बिलीव इन फ्री एंड फेयर जस्टिस. आई हैव टोल्ड यू ना, अगर फ्री एंड फेयर जस्टिस करना है तो जुडिशरी हैज़ टू सी फ्रॉम every point of view like a watchdog. Second, in order to ensure that constitutionally guaranteed freedom, such as freedom to speak in public or peaceably assemble, are interpreted as per the constitutional philosophy, judiciary has been kept free from any external pressures. This is particularly useful when judiciary is interpreting a case of conflict between, say, between the government, political party in power, and certain protesting people of the civil society who will peacefully articulate their opinion on social issues, for example, crime against women. नाउ सेकेंड पॉइंट क्या कहता है, सेकेंड पॉइंट कहता है कि जुडिशरी ने आपको फ्रीडम दी है स्पीक की. वो कहते हैं कि आप पब्लिकली आप बोल सकते हैं, पब्लिकली आप गैदर हो सकते हैं, धरना दे सकते हैं, बट इट शुड बी पीसफुली. It should not be like that. You will be harming the government property, you will be harming the people around you, you will be disturbing the whole soul scenario like the agitation happened in Shaheen Bagh. So, such kind of agitations are not permissible under the judiciary. But yes, if you want to protest, if you want to fight anything against which is happening in the society, then you are free to speak. You are free to put your point in front of government, but it should be peacefully. Like so many crime happens against women. You might have heard that case Nirbhaya incident where the women was raped. So many of the NGOs, so many of the people gathered together. They made a march with like candle march in front of the India Gate to protest, to make those people criminals to come behind the bars. So what happened? Now they have been convicted and they have been even uh, now they are no more since उनको अब फांसी लग गई है उनके criminals को, right? So such kind of agitation are permissible in which you are not harming any public uh, property, any government property. You are not harming people. You are doing something which is for the good for the nation, which is good for the people, which is good for the society. So you can speak, you can agitate, but you can do all these things peacefully. So in under judiciary, such kind of provisions are also there. Now lastly, थर्ड फैक्ट क्या कहता है, थर्ड फैक्ट जुडिशरी का ये कहता है कि वट एवर द फंडामेंटल राइट्स विच आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली granted to every citizen in India after like any citizen of India is of the independence of judiciary. Means you can say that कि अगर आपको कोई भी फंडामेंटल राइट मिला है तो वो इसलिए मिला है ताकि आपको उसका प्रोटेक्शन मिले, क्योंकि आप क्या हैं, यू आर द सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया. सो दैट्स वाई यू हैव गॉट द सर्टेन फंडामेंटल राइट विच शुड बी इन बेनिफिट फॉर यू, विच आर ऑफ योर प्रोटेक्शन. It was done to fully translate the well-knit provisions of extensive rights guaranteed under the Constitution into the lives of every citizens. Means whatever the living, whatever the middle class people are suffering nowadays, they should not be more demotivated. It is for their protection. So these all provisions are well knitted. Well knitted means बहुत अच्छी तरह से बुनकर बनाए गए हैं for the protection of normal average persons. Our constitution grants us unique rights. We have so many of the rights which are very unique, which are very good for you. Like we have civil and political rights. You can say that we have right to life, we have right to freedom of discrimination based on religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth. Nobody can bias with you. They cannot say if our government is based in Delhi, then the UP people are not having the certain right to speak. No, it is not like that. Every right, every such kind of fundamental right is for the every people. They cannot say you are a Hindu, so you don't have a right to live. No, they cannot say like that. Every right, every fundamental right, every fundamental freedom is for everybody. Economic and social and cultural rights means you have a freedom to practice your own religion. You have a freedom of protection of interest of minorities. Means under the constitution it is being mentioned like for the protection of minorities like SC, STs, OBCs, government has granted some kind of reservation in education, in government jobs, right? Why they have done this? For the upliftment of these kind of minorities, so that there will be no discrimination between the general class people and those of minorities, right? So we have certain kind of these protections as well. So at the end, what this topic is telling you? This topic is telling you that an independent and impartial judiciary has empowered Indian citizens to perform this role. Means this impartial judiciary means judiciary is not doing any of the partiality. Judiciary is not biased. Judiciary is for everybody, whether that person belongs to any caste, creed, religion, okay, or whether that person belong to any state, any community, everything, every kind of fundamental duties, fundamental rights, they all are for everybody.